Hello, welcome to this new video. Now in this video we are going to be setting up our workspace so that we can start practicing with the softwares that we're going to learn. Remember I said one of the softwares we are going to learn is WordPress, which we have already installed, so by now you know how to install WordPress, but we'll cover that again, we'll go over it again briefly. Then the other software we are going to be working with is Elementor, which we are going to be using now to build, which we are going to be using to build out our first sales page. Remember, the first thing we are going to be building is our sales pages. Then later, we will look at building full websites, which you can use for anything, and then we look at probably doing things like e-commerce websites and things like that. But everything is going to be based on WordPress. So what we are essentially doing is that we are building skills with WordPress. We are learning how to build websites using softwares like Elementor and any other software that are around, and then we are combining all these into skill, and then we can now offer this skill based on the business plan that you drafted out in the last video. So what we are going to do very quickly now is that we are going to set up our workspace, and that includes installing the Elementor plugin on our website. And I'm going to be showing you how to install the Elementor plugin if you are going to be making a purchase of the Elementor plugin. And I'm going to also show you a simple hack that you can get the Elementor plugin and update the Elementor plugin for free if you don't have the money to purchase the Elementor plugin. But if you have the money to purchase the Elementor plugin, you can just go ahead and purchase the Elementor plugin and install the Elementor plugin. So what we'll do first is that we'll go back to our website, and our website is website-design-magic.click. So we're aware of that. And then we want to go to the admin area of that website, which is just wp-admin. By now, you should be familiar with that as well. Now, when you go to wp-admin, you'll be asked to log into your admin area for WordPress. And that's what you will need to do. So I'm just going to do that, and then we'll continue with the video. Now, once you are logged into the admin area of your WordPress, like explained in the last video on WordPress, what I like to do personally is I like to clear out things so I have a clean working space. So in order to do that, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to clear out this space. You can of course dismiss this, and then you can minimize all of this by doing minimize, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to scroll up, and I'm going to go to my screen options, and I'm going to clear out all of this. So when I clear out all of this, you find out that I now have a clean workspace to work with. The next thing I want to do is I want to go to my comments, and I want to remove everything that is there. If anything is there, I'm just going to take out everything because I want a clean workspace. So I'm just going to do select all, and then I'm going to go to bulk actions. I'm going to move everything to the trash. I'll apply, and then I go to trash, and then I clear out my trash by going to trash, and then I just empty my trash. I'm going to do the same thing for pages. I'm going to clear out everything that is there. There are some default items in the pages. I'm just going to remove everything. I select all, I remove. By moving to trash, I apply, and then I follow it up by going to the trash, and I empty my trash. So I go to trash, which has 4 items now, and then I empty my trash. The next thing I want to do is I want to repeat the same thing for plugins. So for plugins, I'm just going to go to plugins, and when I get to plugins, I will probably just leave only this Teamly Marketplace for now, but I'm just going to, all these are deactivated. You can't delete if it is active, but right now these are not active. They are, it has not been activated, so I can just select, and then bulk actions, I can just delete, I apply, and okay, so I delete all of that. So I have a clean, I have a clean WordPress I can work with. Now, like I explained in the last video, your WordPress is essentially made of your pages, your posts. Your post is the content that you put into your site. Your pages are the pages of your site. So you can have an About Us page, you can have a Contact Us page, and all of that. Then you have your appearance. Your appearance are the themes. Themes change the way your website looks. And then you have your plugins, and within all of these, you are able to create and manage your website. We are going to touch on all these as we go on. But what I want to do right now is that we are going to be building our website with a plugin called Elementor. So the first thing I want to do is that I want to get Elementor installed on this website, on this WordPress installation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to plugins, and I'm just going to go to the plugins page. I have one plugin installed, and then I am going to add new plugin. Now, when I add new plugin, what you can do each time you want to add a new plugin is that you can just upload the plugin, select the plugin from your computer, and the plugin will be uploaded for you. Another way by which you can upload your plugins is to come to this area where you have search plugin, and you search for the name of the plugin you want to install. For instance, if I want to install Elementor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a search for Elementor. I just type in Elementor, and you would see that Elementor comes up for me. So you will see this is the Elementor website builder, and I can just click install now. But I'm not going to install Elementor using this method because I don't want to really purchase the pro version of Elementor. And for most of you, if you do a search for Elementor, if you are a starter, you probably don't have the money to purchase Elementor. If you do a search for Elementor and you go to the Elementor website, you'll see that Elementor has a free version and a paid version. So it's a freemium software. It has a free version and then it has a paid version. So there are things you would want to do that will not be available in the free version, and you are expected to pay for the pro version in order to have the full access to all the features of Elementor. Now, when you come to the pricing of Elementor, you would quickly see that it costs $99 per year to have Elementor on your site. Let me go back to the home page and let's look at the plan. Okay, let's look at the plan. And yeah, it costs $99 per year. And for the cloud website, let's look at the plugin, which is what we want to use. If we go to the plugin, you would see that if you want to use Elementor on only one website, you have to pay $49 per year. At $600 to $1, you can easily calculate what that means. If you are paying $600 for $1, you know what that means. And then if you're going to use Elementor on more than one website, you are going to be paying, if you are doing 25 websites, it means you pay $199 per year. And if you are doing Elementor on 100 websites, it means $499 per year. If you are doing Elementor on 1,000 websites, you are doing $999 per year. So actually, Elementor has a free and a paid version. But Elementor is such a powerful software, a powerful WordPress plugin, that we are going to be building our entire business on it. Now, for those of you who would be exploring you doing an agency, it means you have to shell out some chunk of money every year to have the Elementor Pro. However, there are ways by which you can get the Elementor Pro, and I'm going to show you two ways by which you can get the Elementor Pro for free. Now, the first way by which you can get the Elementor Pro for free is you just go to Google and you just do a search for what we call GPL. Now, when you do a search for GPL, you will see, let me say GP. Okay, if you do a search for GPL, you should see some websites where you can get WordPress. Or let me just refine that search and just do WordPress GPL. Let me just do WordPress GPL. So when you do a search for WordPress GPL, you get a lot of sites that you can have membership for a small amount, and you can have access to the plugins and the themes that you are looking for. For instance, this website GPL Plus is saying that you can get the plugins for $4.99. So when you have a membership of $4.99, you can actually get the plugins that you are looking for. So if you go under Browse All and you go for plugins, with your membership, you should be able to get the Elementor Pro. So you can see we have the Elementor Pro here, and you will be able to download the Elementor Pro and you'll be able to use it. So we have so many GPL websites like that where you can get your premium plugins and your premium themes and you can use. So you have, this is another website, and you can get your plugins from those websites. That is one method by which you can get the premium version of the plugin. The second method by which you can get a free version of the Elementor Pro plugin is that you go to this website called campcodes.com. Campcodes.com. Now, when you get to campcodes.com, you can just go under, or you just do a search for Elementor to make it fast. Just do a search for Elementor Pro, and then I'm just going to do a search for Elementor Pro. And when you do a search for Elementor Pro, you can see that they have the latest version of Elementor Pro, which is version 3.7, and they have the free version, which is version 3.5. So the Pro is at version 3.7, and the free version is at version 3.65. So you can just click here, and when you click there, you get access to the free version of the Elementor Pro. And then you can just do a scroll down, just go to the bottom, and you will see you have a free version of Elementor Pro, and then you can click download here. Now, when you click download here, you have the Elementor Pro available here, and you can see this application was last updated on May 12. I think that's like 5 days ago. I'm recording this on May 17, so that's like 5 days ago. So it's the latest version. So what they have done here is that they have packed both the free Elementor and the Elementor Pro for you together, and then you don't need to go through the Elementor website to do your installation. You can just do your installation directly here. So what you want to do here is that you want to click to download, and then when you click to download, the plugin will be downloaded for you, and then you can just save that plugin to your website, and the plugin will be available for you. So I'm just going to do a download of that. I already downloaded that earlier, so I'm not going to download again. Now, when you download a plugin from any of these websites, make sure that you try to check if that plugin has viruses in it or not. Of course, this method I'm going to be showing you is not like it is foolproof, it's not like it is 100%, but at least you are doing some background checks on the software to try and see if there's anything malicious. The last thing you want is that you want to put something on your website that would, break your website or that will cause security issues on your website. So you want to at least do some checks to find out if that software has viruses in it or not. And you can easily do this by going to this website called virustotal.com. So when you get to virustotal.com, what you want to do is that you want to scan that download that you just made, even before you unpack it. Before you even unzip that virus, before you unzip the plugin on your PC at all, before you touch it, before you do anything, you want to try to scan that file. So what you want to do is that you want to look for the file on your PC. I'm just going to do that in the background. You look for the file on your PC, and then you attach the file here, and then VirusTotal will upload that file, and it will do a scan of the file. So I'm looking for the file now. I just clicked on choose file. I go to Elementor, that's where I kept it, and then I select that file that I just downloaded. I open it up, and then the file is uploaded, and then a scan of that file is done. So the size of that file is 12.67 megabytes, and I think the file was created maybe like 2 days ago or thereabouts, and then a scan has been done and there are no security issues. So once you scan like that, just carefully check and just see that everything is green. Just look for everything being green and there are no issues. When you see that there are no issues, zero issues, then at least you have some level of confidence that, okay, what I have downloaded is not something that is going to kill my site, or even when I unpack it, is not something that is going to scatter my PC. So the next thing you want to do is that you want to go to that download area, the place where you downloaded the application. So I downloaded it here, and then you want to unzip that application to see what is inside. Remember, two files are packed inside this download for you, and you cannot upload the two at a time. You have to do the upload one after the other. So what I want to do is I'm going to do an extract, depending on what extraction archive you have. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click on that file, and I use 7-zip, but there's a native extractor, you can just extract, but I'm going to use 7-zip, and I'm going to extract into that, the same name for that folder. I'm just going to do an extract. Now when I do that, a folder with the same name will be created, and when I open that up, you will see that I have two Elementor inside this folder that has been extracted for me. The first one is the regular Elementor, which is the free Elementor, and then the second one is the Elementor Pro. That is the Pro version that we would have paid. $49 for just one website. And if we have 12, 25 websites, we have paid more. So we now have that software. So the next thing I want to do is that I want to go back to my WordPress admin. And then I'm going to go to plugins. I'm going to go to plugins, and I'm going to go to add new plugins. And then I am going to upload plugin. Now, if you already have that plugin installed previously, you can overwrite the plugin, and the new version, maybe there's a new version of Elementor that has been released, and you downloaded a new version, you can overwrite what you have before and you install again. But now I have not installed before, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose file, just like I did earlier. I'm going to choose file. I'm going to navigate to that folder where I have the Elementor. I'm going to install Elementor first, then I will now install Elementor Pro. So let me just quickly do that. So I'm going to choose the file, and I'm going to go into my desktop Elementor where I have that file installed. I'm going to open this up, and then I'm going to choose Elementor first. Once I choose Elementor, I'll do install now, and then I wait for that file to be uploaded and to be installed for me. So what you need to do now is that you wait. Now, after Elementor has been installed, the next thing you want to do is to activate Elementor. And then after you have activated Elementor, the next thing you want to do after that is that you want to install Elementor Pro and activate Elementor Pro. When you have that, you can start building out your website with Elementor. So I'm just going to wait for this to install and complete installation, and then we can move on. Now, if you are trying to upload and you are getting an error like this one, and it keeps saying the link that you are following has expired, then you just need to adjust some settings in your cPanel. So you come to your website /cPanel. By now you should be familiar with your control panel. So your website, for this website, will be website design click, website design magic.click /cPanel. And then when you get to your cPanel, you want to go to the section where you have php.ini, and you want to edit your php.ini. You see, if this keeps saying expired, it means that since you are uploading, your internet connection may be slow and it may be taking time to upload the file. Now, if that is happening, this default setting on your website in this .ini file says that it should not take more than 30 seconds to execute a file for you. And it says that when you are uploading, whatever it is you are uploading must not be more than 12 megabytes. So you can just increase this a bit and say, okay, since I know I want to upload some files, let me say the maximum I want to upload is 30 megabytes. Just as just to change. Then this maximum execution time that says 30 seconds, you can just increase it to 300. So 300 will give you 5 minutes. Okay, that's a long time, but for the purpose of what we are doing, if you have a slow internet connection, you can just change that. And then when you are done with what you are doing, you can just come back here and drop all these settings back to the default. So I'm just going to change this to 300, which is 5 minutes, and then change this one to 30 megabytes. And then I'm going to just do an update change. And then when I update my change, I'll just come back, I'll go back, and I'll try to upload my plugin again. So I go update, and then I do an installation of the plugin. And if everything is fine, you should have your plugin installed now, because you have increased the time limit for files to be executed, and you have, set your upload, you have increased the size of uploads, and things should work fine. And you can see that after making that change, the plugin installed successfully. So you see, this thing is about you learning to use all these softwares. This cPanel is a software. This WordPress is a software. The more you use and understand it, the more the skills you have, and the more the opportunities you can discover and explore with all these things. So this plugin has now been installed, and I can go to install plugins here. Under plugin, I can come to install plugins, and I will see a list of all the plugins that I have installed. Now, this plugin is installed, but it is not active, so you need to activate it. Please try not to click the enable auto update, because you don't want this plugin to auto update by itself. You want to manage your updates yourself by installing a new version by yourself when you need to. So under here, where we have Elementor, I'll just click to activate, and I will wait for Elementor to be activated. And once Elementor is activated on this WordPress installation, on the side here, you would see Elementor will show up. Okay, so we have Elementor here, and then it's saying that you should create an account and things like that. You can create accounts on the Elementor website, and it will give you access to some additional features. But for now, I don't want to use all of that. I don't need it. So I'm just going to skip, and then I'm going to skip, and then I'm going to skip. I don't need all of these. Have a logo. I'm just going to skip all of these. I don't need all of these. I'm going to skip. It's just trying to help you set things up, but you can do all of these later by yourself. But for me, I'm not going to use any of all of this. And then once you are done with that, you would have Elementor will show for you, so you can start building your website with Elementor. And this is actually the place where we are going to be doing all of our work. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my normal WordPress by clicking on this icon here, these three horizontal lines. I'm going to just click that. Anytime you want to go back to your normal WordPress from within Elementor, just click these three icons and just exit to your dashboard. So once you exit to your dashboard, you'll be taken back to your normal WordPress dashboard. And once you see this, just click on the WordPress, just close this, and just click again on that your WordPress icon, and you'll be back where you started. Now, Elementor has added a page for us as a draft, but I don't want that, so I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to just move to trash. I'm going to apply, I'm going to follow it up in trash, and I'm going to delete. I want to have control of what I do. I don't want anything to be assumed for me. I don't want anything to be done for me. So I want to have total control of everything I do on my WordPress site. So what I want to do now is that if you look here, you will see that you now have a new link here which says Elementor. So you now have Elementor added for you, and right under the Elementor you have your Elementor templates. We are going to work with this in the next video. So you have Elementor added for you, and you have your Elementor templates. But before I go on, I want to install the Elementor Pro, and then we can close this particular video and continue the next video. So I'm going to go back to plugins, and I'm going to add new plugin. And this time around, I'm going to add the Elementor Pro plugin. So I'm just going to go to choose file, and I'm going to add the Elementor Pro plugin, and I'm going to install the Elementor Pro plugin. And once I install the Elementor Pro plugin, you would see that just like previously, the file will be uploaded to the site, it will be added to our plugin list, and then I can activate that plugin. So once the plugin has been installed, I just want you to see things. So I'm just going to go to install. I can actually activate the plugin from here, but I want you to see things. So I'm just going to go to install plugins, and I'm going to activate the Elementor plugin. So you can see I have Elementor and I have the Pro Elementor, and I don't want to enable auto updates for either one, so I'm not going to enable auto updates. And for this Elementor Pro, I'm going to just activate. So Elementor is active. I don't want to deactivate it, I want to leave it like that. And then I go ahead and activate the Pro as well. So I just click on activate, and then I have Elementor Pro activated. Once Elementor Pro has been activated, my workspace is ready to use. But before I go on, let me just look around. We did this in the last video, but I'm just going to quickly do it again in this video so that you see those things before I close this video. So under settings, go to your permalinks and make sure that you are using your post name as your permalink. That should be what you are using, and then just save changes. And then under your general settings, you can set the dates, formats that you want. You can set your site title. You can set your tagline, that's the description of your site. You can set your links and things like that. So you can set all of that, and then you can set a date format and all of that. Now, once you have done with all of this, the next thing you want to do is that you want to create a new page. Now, this new page will be the page that we are going to build our Elementor on. So I'm just going to create a page right now, and I'm just going to add a page, and I'm going to give the page a name. So let me just say the page is home, and then I'm going to just save, and let me just publish the page. I'm just going to say publish immediately. I'm publishing the page. I'm just going to publish that page, and then when you come here now, you would see that I have a new page, and the page is called home. So in the next video, we'll pick up from here, and we will now pick up with this page. We'll start building out our site using this page, and then we will just continue from there, and we'll build our first sales page. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.